Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back doing Swiss Dragons of Tarkir, Fate Reforged. I think the best card in this pack is Draconic Roar. It's a really good removal spell, even if you don't have a dragon card in your hand. Or control a dragon, for that matter. Still a good card. Other good cards in here, there's actually quite a few. I like the Vulturous Haven and the Mischief Kirin. And Ojutai Summons, Beltoll Dragon, as well as Salt Road Ambusher. So quite a few other good cards, but we're just going to pluck up the removal here. Okay, so best card in this pack is Vulturous Haven or Stampeding Elkherd, both of which are pretty good. On color, we have Screamreach Brawler, but I don't want to take that over one of these cards. I actually like Vulturous Haven a lot. I'm a big fan of that card. Hand of Silumgar is also in here, but I think I like the Haven more. It's just more versatile. Stampeding Elkherd, I mean, is a good card too. Definitely is a good card too. It's basically, would I rather move towards, you know, a red-green deck, or would I rather move towards a red-black deck? I think I'm going to take the Haven. I just sort of got my heart set on it a little bit more. I think it might actually be a better card, but that's too tough to say. I think, right, it's just mostly like a preference thing there. Okay. Well, I'm a huge Silumgar Sorcerer fan. There is Warbringer, which is better for a red-black deck. But I do think Sorcerer is the best card in this pack. I don't mind taking Warbringer. Like I said, I mean, Warbringer does work best in red-black. So you get all the dash. Once again, it's just mostly like a preference thing. It's probably wiser to pick a card that's on color with one of our first picks. I'll take the Warbringer. I don't know necessarily if it's right, but we'll see if it pans out for us. Okay, so best card in this pack is probably, well, there's nothing crazy good in here. Scale Blessing's fine. And Spell Eater and Skywise Teachings are fine as well. Maybe Enduring Victory is the best card in this pack, seeing as it's pretty good removal. Otherwise, there's Kindled Fury, which is a fine card. I've certainly played it plenty of times. I mean, if I'm going to be red-black and I'm playing a card like Warbringer, I'm probably going to be aggressive, which means I'm going to want some pretty aggressive tricks. I guess I'm okay taking Kindled Fury here. It's not a thrilling fourth pick, though. Okay, so this pack's pretty unexciting. I guess I can take a Dutiful Attendant. I'm not really giving up anything I care about. Cunning Breeze Dancer's the strongest card, but I don't feel like going that direction. Dragonloft Idol I've played a few times and been happy with, but Dutiful Attendant could actually be better, especially with Vulturous Haven. It's not a very aggressive card, but nothing else in this pack is really yelling out for me here, so let's just take the Attendant. Okay, pretty unexciting pack for anybody at this point. Certainly some blue cards left, but Nemesis and Ancient Carp, and Living Lore for that matter, certainly aren't a sign that I'm supposed to be in blue. They're all pretty mediocre. Echoes of the Kin Tree is a pretty good white card. I'd probably just take the Volcanic Rush. And if I end up with like Dragon Fodders or something like that, it can be, it's been a pretty decent card for me. in aggressive decks. All right, there's a Dragon Fodder. It's also a Shambling Goblin, but Dragon Fodder is going to work a little bit better with the Rush and the Vulture Saving. So I'll take the Dragon Fodder here. Another Scale Blessing is interesting. Okay, I can take a Butcher here. It's a pretty late Gadul Lurker, but Butcher's some actual removal, so I'm okay taking it. It seems like a pretty good card once again with Dragon Fodder and Dutiful Attendant, and even something to bring back as well as sacrifice with, you know, like bring back with Dutiful Attendant or sacrifice to Butcher. Either way, it feels good, so I think we'll take the Butcher here. Okay, Skirmisher seems a little bit more in line with our Warbringer. And that's a very late Ojutai Summons. Let me think if I want to switch into something with blue. I mean, 9th pick Ojutai Summons. It's pretty telling. But do I really want to branch into blue now? I have good red cards is the problem. I'm going to take the Skirmisher over the better card there. Guess I'll take Grave Purge. Possibly main deck it, not very likely. Certainly don't care about any of these, so we'll take Custodian, which can be a good blocker against us potentially. That's a late Skywise Teachings, though. Not likely to play any of these. I think actually Inspiring Call could be good if someone picked up those Scale Blessings. All right, a decent start for red-black. Nothing incredible, but if we can pick up some dash out of pack 2, I feel a little bit better about it. Like I said, we saw a late Ojutai Summons, which would indicate that blue's open, but not exactly sure I want to go into blue. Oh, Pitiless Horde is a good black card. There is a Sarkhan's Rage. Just actually a lot of good cards for us in here. I think I actually want the Pitiless Horde. It's a really aggressive card. It's a rare, so I'm not likely to see another one, unlike Sarkhan's Rage. But on top of that, I have Warbringer, so I feel like synergistically speaking, it's potentially better for our deck that way too. It is only a 5/3 and it makes you lose life, but it's a pretty aggressive card. Yeah, I'll take it mostly because it's rare. And I mean, Dash does work best in a black-red shell. I could take the Reckless Imp. I think Outrider is certainly better enough where I want to take it over the Reckless Imp and hopefully wheel the Imp, but that might not happen. Either way, I think Outrider's probably better. And if we wheel Reckless Imp, that should be okay for us if we're still hoping to make this aggressive build work. Nothing else in here on color we care about. Epic Confrontation's probably the best card, but take the Outrider. Alright, some pretty good white cards here. I think we'll take the Sadist. Not a terribly exciting pickup, granted, but hopefully wheel maybe an Impact Trimmers. I've made it work before, and a dash deck is probably where it's best. You know, honestly, I probably wheel both of these cards. Probably play both of them, though. Maybe I would prefer an Impact Trimmers. It's not like Sadist isn't likely to wheel anyway. And Impact Trimmers is actually really good with Dragon Fodder, too. I don't know. Either way, I'd like to not play either of them. But we'll take the Trimmers just because in our colors I feel like it's potentially better. Alright, Behemoth's a nice pickup here. It's actually a pretty strong card. I rarely get a chance to play with it too, which is interesting. Wow. Well, Roast is very good, so we're going to take that over a Tarka Efreet and another Sadist. Okay. think we gotta take the Twin Bolt here. There's a Scream Reach Brawler, which has good synergy with our Warbringer as well, but Twin Bolt is removal, so it's tough to pass it. Alright, Hardened Berserker is on color. Ooh, never mind. I think we just pick up removal for days here, actually. Creatures are usually easier to come by than removal, and Foul Tongue Invocation seems like a nice pickup for us, so we'll take it. Okay, get a Hardened Berserker now. On color creature, certainly fine for us. So the deck's actually coming together. It did look like blue was open after pack 1, but I'm kind of happy we didn't try and branch into it. So far I'm pretty satisfied with what we're getting for this deck. Wow, another one wheeled. I mean, I'm not trying to say this card's insane, because it's not, but certainly is removal. It's bad against tokens, but very good against some cards. And if we ever manage to pick up a dragon, it could be very good too. Right now, this deck actually looks like a Deadly Wanderings deck just because we're so short on creatures, but rather take some removal. Okay. Well, tabled Elusive Spellfest, so there is like blue wheeling, but it kind of seems like, I don't know, I almost feel like we're not opening a lot of blue maybe, and that's why, because I feel like I haven't been like wowed by a lot of blue out of this pack, but I'm not sure. Take the Tormenting Voice. Alright, I'll take the Sadist. Seems like something I could very easily end up playing in this deck. Alright, second Impact Trimmers. Neither of these are all that impressive. Sure. Okay. Well, we're close to a deck and we have an entire pack to work with here, so that's good news. Preferably would like to not play the Grave Purge. I'd like to not play the Impact Trimmers too, especially since we're low on creatures. Everything else seems pretty good though, actually. Guess Volcanic Rush isn't going to be that good until we get some more creatures in here. Well, we open a good rare, but we're going to take something like, I guess, Sultai Emissary. Not terribly exciting for us. We could also take a Temur Battle Rage, but we're a little bit creature light at the moment. And Emissary actually has good synergy with our Vulture, Saven, Butcher, and Sadist, so I think we're just going to take that instead. It's a pretty nice card. Could take the Ugin's Construct as well, which isn't bad, but I'm going to take the Emissary. Okay, so we can take Hewedstone Retainer. Might actually be able to make that work. A little more reliable, I guess, would be Goreswine, so perhaps we take that instead. Not an insane card, but we have a good amount of removal now, so I think it's mostly just easier to play than Hewedstone Retainer, so I think we just take it. Currently have 13 creatures, including Dragon Fodder, which is not bad. I wouldn't even mind cutting Dutiful Attendant, which doesn't seem all that insane in this deck. Wow, another Shamanic Revelation. There's a Shockmaw Dragon here. We do have Draconic Roar as well as 2 Foul Tongue Invocations. It's not bad. Douse and Gloom is some more removal, which I like. I mean, I'm trying to be beat down. If I'm trying to be beat down, Shockmaw Dragon's not going to be the best. There's also Lightning Shrieker, which probably fits our deck a little bit better, since it still activates the spells we want it to, and it gets in for 5. It's got Trample too, which I forgot. I think the last time I played it, it's pretty seldom I play Lightning Shrieker, but it's actually, you know, I feel like it should be played more than it is, because it's a dragon, which, like I said, works synergistically with quite a few cards in the format, but isn't a bad card in its own right. It's like a little lightning axe on a stick. I'm going to take the Douse and Gloom. That's the 3rd Shamanic Revelation. That is crazy. We're going to take... Someone's going to be gaining a lot of life, and I hope they're not playing against us. All right, we're going to take the Defector here, which is a card I've actually come to like quite a bit. But yeah, let's just slam it here. It's a nice cheap beater. All right. Second Emissary or Teamer Battle Rage. Currently have 14 creatures. How many 4-power creatures do we have? Not that you need it for Battle Rage, but we actually are pretty short on 4-power creatures. We have Behemoth and Goreswine and Outrider. I might just prefer having an Emissary, which trades early and is good later for Volcanic Rush. And it, you know, it has some synergies with our exploit creatures. Maybe I do just want a Battle Rage. Alright, we'll take the Battle Rage, diversify a little bit here. Well, we got another Battle Rage anyway. Good white and blue removal, blue creatures. Grave Strength. It's playable. Works fairly well, has some synergies with Exploit. Doesn't synergize so well with Dutiful Attendant. Nor Dragon Fodder. Do I want a second Teamer Battle Rage? I mean, it's a combat trick in a pinch too, but it's not the best. Oh, we have Pitiless Horde too. Well, maybe I can make it work. Alright, we'll take the Shockmaw now. Something we can top out at. Supplant Form in here. Jeez. There's a Shadow Spear. It's actually pretty nice for our deck. More exciting than Smoldering Efreet, especially since it comes down on turn 1. Third Teamer Battle Rage? Well, geez, maybe I didn't need to take that first one in retrospect. I don't think it's likely at all that I'm playing 3 Teamer Battle Rage, so I probably want to hate something here. Maybe the Whisk Away is the most annoying. Alright, we actually wield Huge Stone Retainer, which at this point I think we're just taking and playing. We have a lot of cheap stuff. Alright, we wield Shockmaw Dragon. I could play 2 of them, or I could take the Lightning Shrieker. I feel like Lightning Shrieker fits our deck better than a second dragon. I think I'm going to take it. I think there's actually a decent chance we end up playing it too. We'll take the land here. Definitely hating Whisk Away. So I have to make all sorts of cuts here, which is a good problem to have. Definitely a good problem to have. I think we're likely cutting Tormenting Voice. I think I'd like Dutiful Attendant to get the boot. It's been just kind of underwhelming for me in general. Probably don't want to play the Sadist so much. I mean, it's a cool card. It is a cool card. But I think I'd rather stick to all my dash beaters and just 2 power guys. I mean, maybe there's an argument playing it over the Emissary, but I still like Emissary in here. Still have to make 3 more cuts. I think 17 lands should fit this deck fine. I could just cut the Kindled Fury and opt for 2 Teamer Battle Rages. This is cheaper and gives a static +1/+0, but Teamer Battle Rage, I don't think the double strike is to be overlooked. Especially in a deck that's trying to be aggressive. I think we're going to cut Kindled Fury. Our removal looks a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of good removal. Maybe I cut Volcanic Rush, but that card's actually been okay for me. Maybe with all this removal, it does make sense, though, to cut it. And then we just need 1 more cut. What is the weakest card in our deck? Could actually be the Butcher. I feel like the removal we do have is probably just better. Although I kind of like keeping all my creatures. Maybe I do cut one Battle Rage. Maybe just having one Battle Rage is enough. Twin Bolt, Roast, Draconic Roar, Double Foul Tongue, Douse and Gloom is a very nice suite of removal. Maybe I don't need 2 Teamer Battle Rages. I kind of like the way this looks, because then we still have a Teamer Battle Rage as well as a ton of removal. We have plenty of creatures, some that double as removal. Yeah, I kind of like the look of this deck, actually. It looks like it could be pretty good for us. Huge Stone Retainer is more likely a 5-drop, since I'm going to have to play a 2-drop during the same turn, but I still think we easily can get away with 17 lands rather. All right, no fixing to be had. I guess we err towards red, which they'll probably say, no, I'd rather do 9/8, especially since we have a Shadow Spear, Emissary, Skirmisher, and Pitiless Horde takes double black to dash as well. Okay. Yeah, I actually think this deck is not too shabby. We have 2 dragons for our Foul Tongue invocations, and more importantly, our Draconic Roar, because burning our opponent is more important than gaining life. Although in some matches, gaining life is certainly going to be important. Yeah, I think we look pretty good here. Not bad. So, black-red beats, and we're going to run it like this. So, I'll see you round 1.